Hey Joe, what do you have that out here for? This looks like wet patch roof leak repair, and here's some webbing material for that too. I'm gonna have to do a patch, but that's not for in here. That's another video I'll be doing up soon on a roof. You might want to check that one out, but for the time being, you remember those tiles we took out? There's the tiles all nicely stacked up. I scraped the floor pretty good. I swept it all up. Now I've got that ready for the next step. What is the next step, by the way? We've got everything just about ready to start floating out this floor. I'm going to do some patch repairs to this floor. I'm going to do something a little bit different than in reinstalling carpet on here. There used to be carpet and pad, tack strip, and the whole business. But I'm going to do something different to this floor. We're going to make it look like a concrete floor with stain on there and sealer. So that's my project that I'm working on. So now I've got another step to do, and see, I've got this other hallway to do here. I've got a bedroom in here to work on, and I also have a little closet here to do. This light always is off. I don't know why that is. Okay, but I have to think strategically here what to do, because when I put the feather edge material on the floor, and it's going to be like a concrete substance, I'm going to get that all over on the baseboard. Okay, I've got to float this out, and I've got to be really careful, because once I put it on, I don't want to have to clean off all the baseboards and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things I have to do is I've got to clean off this baseboard. I'm going to use some orange cleaner on the baseboard, get it all nice and clean, and then I've got to let that dry so that I can put some blue masking tape on there. I'm going to put blue masking tape on there so that when I put the feather edge material on there, I don't get any of the feather edge material onto the baseboard. Because if I do that, let's say if I just put it on, and if I don't use the masking tape, it's going to get all on the base. Then I'm going to have to clean that baseboard off. And that's going to be kind of tricky, because I'm going to be right up next to the finished concrete type floor. Okay, it's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? How do we do this? How do we do this in a way so that we can maybe minimize the entire steps? We want to work efficiently and proficiently, okay? We don't want to do hunky-dory type stuff that's going to take too long, okay? So I've got to do that, and I look in here in this hallway, and I think I showed you this before. See how the baseboard has been painted 3/4 of the way down, and then there's an old color. Well, that's because whoever was in here, this was carpet before, they decided to paint all the walls, and they painted the baseboard down as close as possible down on the baseboard, right down to the carpet. Now that we've removed the carpet, you can see that that little edge is going to have to be painted. And so that's my next step on this entire project. Luckily, I've got the same paint here, and I'm going to run it through here, because here's the thing I want to do. I'll probably have to put 2 coats of paint on there, and I did find the paint. Voila, it's right in this little quart container. Okay, and I'm going to use just a little angled paintbrush here, and I might even just use it right out of the paint can instead of putting it like in a container like that, because I only have a little bit to do. Then I don't have to wash out that container there, and I've got 3/4 of that can is empty, so I can just kind of push my paintbrush on the side of the can, you know, every time I dip and go. Okay, that's the next step onto this entire project, because I want this paint to dry fully. I want it to cure for maybe 3 or 4 days before I install the blue tape in here. So see, after I paint this baseboard just in this little hallway, okay, then I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance to dry for 3 or 4 days, maybe even longer than that, while I then come out here and I'm gonna float out this entire floor. I gotta put 2 coats of this feather edge material on here. So I'm not gonna do the hallway just then. Then I'm gonna come into this room here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to come into this room here. Now that could take me 3 or 4 days, okay, to do all that work. Because see, all these other areas, the baseboard was painted all the way down. And the reason why that is because this baseboard never got repainted and these walls didn't get repainted, okay? So this baseboard is still in pretty good shape. Now if you wanted to, you want to spend extra time. Every time you do one project, it always seems to increase, because now after you take the carpet out, before you reinstall new carpet or laminate flooring, tile, or whatever you're going to do, planking, now's your chance to repaint all this baseboard and you don't have to cut in the bottom, do you? If you wanted to, we're not going to do that. We're only going to paint in this hallway, okay? And then we can let it dry for probably, I'm going to guess maybe 4 days it's going to take me to do all this other work. And then at that point, then I'm going to jump back and I'm going to do this hallway last, okay? Right before I do the hallway, then I'll be able to put the masking tape, the blue masking tape, right down flush with the bottom edge, okay, all the way around. And then when I put the concrete material down there, the resurfacing material, then it's not going to get up on the baseboard. And then once everything is dry and when I get ready to pull up the blue masking tape, hopefully at that point it's not going to pick up and pull up the new paint where I'm going to do down there. I'm just going to paint the last third of that base right now, and that's my project. You know, sometimes it might take me a little bit to explain what I'm doing, but there's so much information here, I've got to give it to you somehow. Okay, so hopefully you appreciate all the time that I'm talking, because I'm not talking for myself so that I can hear myself think, okay? It's not that so I can pat myself on the back to say, oh, what a good guy Joe is. No, it's for your benefit. It's not for my benefit. I'm trying to get this information out to you, and maybe that's why I'm talking a little bit fast, because I want to give you as much information as possible, trying to keep it minimized on the video, okay? So that's the deal with that. The other reason why I'm giving you all this information is because your project is not going to be the very same as mine. No projects, no two projects are always the same. So whenever you get ready to do a project and you get everything ready and stuff, just think about it. Go through the different steps in your head. Try to devise a game plan, okay? You do that. Now sometimes your game plan might have to change. A wise man changes his mind, a fool never does. That's my pop's saying when he was alive here on this earth. And that was his dad's saying too, okay? And that can be your saying too. You know, if you see a different way to do something, you can change your mind, that's okay. And there's always two ways to do something. So just because I'm going to show you one way how to do it, there's probably 5 different ways to do this project. I'm just showing you my way, and when you get ready to do your project, you're going to do it yours, but hopefully you'll learn a few things along the way. You keep watching my videos, and I know you can. Yeah, this is a talk fest. Maybe that's all this video is going to be about. Okay? Maybe I'm not even going to show you any work on this particular project. It's just, I want you to know that whatever you're doing, you know, there's only so much you're going to learn by watching somebody else, by listening to someone else, by reading a to-do book and how to do this, how to do that, or an e-book or anything like that. You have to get in there and start going on your projects. You're going to learn more, then different things are going to be pulled up. Oh, that's why they said that when I read that. That's why Joe showed me that, and I was all, yeah, get to the point, Joe. That's why he said that, because it's going to make this easier or that easier or whatever. Okay? It all goes hand in hand. Don't be afraid to go in and tackle something. Okay? You just keep watching my videos. I keep telling my viewers, if this is one of the first videos you watch, or if you haven't heard me say this before, you know, just know that I'm not going to show you anything I don't think you can't do. And if I can do it, and if I have a video on my channel, I know that I'm pretty sure that if you got the fortitude and the willpower and a little bit of know-how, that you can do it too. That's what my video channel is all about. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.